Another day, another news feed of Jay-Z and P. Diddy where stories are running through and we need to get into them. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali, daily and consistent content. Guys, click that button and subscribe to the channel, and let's get straight into this video where Diddy is fighting NBC. This 100 million NBC lawsuit is still at play, guys, and Diddy is pissed. He's now accused NBC and Peacock of defamation in a 100 million lawsuit, claiming the documentary's director admitted to rushing the production for competitive reasons. Diddy has escalated his legal fight against NBC and Peacock, claiming the producers of Diddy Making of a Bad Boy rushed the project on purpose to spread damaging falsehoods in a bid to beat the competition for basically ratings. I mean, a blind bat could be telling you that, guys. This is what I was saying when it was coming to the documentaries. This is exactly what I was saying. I was saying word for word verbatim that we shouldn't be watching any documentaries until the trial is done. Now the trial is done. Now you guys can come out with your documentaries. But trying to come out with documentaries prior to the trial is going to mess things up for you. In a new amended complaint, Diddy is accusing the documentary team of defamation and alleges the film falsely linked him to murder, trafficking and extortion through hidden camera recordings. The revised lawsuit adds new claims and reflects his July acquittals. The complainant highlights a quote from Ample Entertainment co-founder Ari Mark, who told the Hollywood Reporter, "It's really competitive, and I think this is why it wasn't enough to be fast. It was also necessary to be distinct. There's no time, and this was an extremely fast turnaround." So Diddy is basically using those words against him. Diddy's legal team say the statement shows the producer prioritized speed over accuracy. I mean, he's got a point. The lawsuit names NBC Universal, Peacock and Ample as defendants and seeks at least 100 million in damages. It alleged the documentaries released harm P. Diddy's reputation and influence public opinion. Initially, we spoke on this, guys, in February when the complaint was filed, but this is still ongoing. And dare I say it, this NBC's, lawsuit between Diddy versus NBC, to me, is probably one of the most interesting lawsuits ongoing right now, because this definitely could go to trial because both Diddy and NBC have the money, the ammunition, the fire pack to get this going if they want to take it that way. But I feel like Diddy has a point here. Why are you rushing these documentaries, which you've admitted yourself, which clearly shows that you're doing so for competition? And if you're rushing art, if you're rushing film, if you're rushing documentary, are you going to be as accurate in discussing what you're discussing? Well, probably not. And therefore, I'm going to use your own words against you. I feel like Diddy has a point here to remain objective when it comes to this lawsuit. Why are you making all of these documentaries? NBC, all of them. This is why I'm not mad at 50, because this documentary that he spoke about on Netflix that was coming still has not arrived yet. It still hasn't arrived yet, and I'm not mad at that. Don't take your time when it comes to documentary. Don't rush stuff. Who rushes the documentary? Why would you do that for? Like, it doesn't make sense. So all of these people, Tubi, TMZ, NBC, Peacock, that are rushing these PD documentaries to get them out there Lifetime before the trial was even done, before the trial even began, it never made sense to me. And now Diddy's pissed and NBC are going to be paying the price, because I feel like NBC might settle here quietly. That's what I can see here. Now, in other words, Diddy's daughters are paying an emotional tribute to Kim Porter just weeks before the sentencing. And maybe I'm being a bit insensitive here, but I'm not buying this. Okay, they've done multiple, tributes to their own mother, and who am I to say what a daughter can't say to their mother that's no longer here? That's one side of it. But the other side of it is that I feel like they're doing this because P. Diddy is about to be sentenced soon, and therefore they want to try and use their leverage to help him. Because I was in the courtroom myself that day, and I remember Mark Agnifillo's words when he said to the judge, "Look at the daughters," and he pointed at them, and everybody looked at the daughters, and he said, "Their daughters don't have a mother. Don't rob they're daughters of a father." Like, continuously using Kim Porter's death in a way to alleviate P. Diddy and his suffering in prison. And I just don't think that that's what Kim Porter's death should be used for, if he's done all of what he's been accused of. So that includes the daughters. These tributes to me are too coincidental, because we are now within less than a 4-week time frame, 2 weeks to be exact, until P. Diddy is going to be sentenced. So anything that the children do, to me, it's ulterior motives at play. And we've known that the children have been playing ulterior motives when they came out with statements, when they came out with happy birthday messages and, P. Diddy, tribute videos. So this is why I just find this to be, very odd. I'm not buying it. It might be insensitive, but I'm not buying it as of right now. And I feel like Kim Porter is being used in way too many ways to alleviate P. Diddy's suffering and alleviate any sentencing. When you're tying those two together, it just becomes unjust and unfair. That's just not, I believe, what Kim Porter even would want. I don't even think she even would want a statement. They put a whole statement, the two daughters and the 3 older sons, they put a whole statement to say that Diddy had nothing to do with Kim Porter's passing when none of them were even there. None of them were even there. So what kind of journalistic nonsense do you have in your blood for you to believe that he did not take her life, your mother's life, when you weren't even there? So how do you know that? Do you know what I'm saying? This is why I'm just like, people got to stop using Kim Porter's death and certain motives and the children involved, because I just feel like they can do whatever they want. They can post tributes, as they should. That's their mother. I just feel like the timing here now, considering what the children have been doing, the timing's a bit odd. Oh Lord. Moving on to Jay-Z. He is angry as well. Jay-Z is pissed, guys, and he is demanding the court stop Jane Doe conspiracy rumors to ruin his reputation immediately. Jay-Z is asking a federal court to strip Jane Doe of her anonymity now, accusing her of pushing false claims that she admitted were untrue. Basically, Jane Doe came out a week ago saying that, she can't have her identity revealed because it's going to be a smear campaign. She's scared for her psychological well-being, and the public exposure would destabilize her current mental health, and double down on all of that. Jay-Z responded and basically saying, I don't give a damn. I'm going to push harder on this. I'm not buying what you're saying about your mental health. You need to be released. Your identity needs to be released. The public needs to know. I know, but the public needs to know. Their filings persist in advancing the same false and malicious narrative previously asserted in court before dismissing those claims with prejudice and before Doe herself stated that they were false, said Jay-Z's lawyer W. Patton Han. Oh Lord. By reasserting and amplifying these knowing false allegations, defendants seek to continue the conspiracy to inflict emotional and economic harm on Mr. Carter, his children, and his entire family. So they're pissed. So that is a response officially in court documents of Jay-Z's lawyers saying, I don't give a damn. Move to the side and reveal your identity because you've harmed me, you harm my family. I don't give a damn about your psychological well-being and the fact that you might be destabilized. Remember, that's what Jane Doe said a week and a half ago. We reported on it. This is a legal update on that. Not only this, guys, but Jay-Z is pushing back on the backlash that he is, receiving in regards to everything going on with this, casino that he currently has. He's saying that this is going to bring union. This is going to bring community to a certain area. He doesn't like the fact that people are upset, and he's pushing back on the casino backlash. I don't know what union and community is going to be happening at a casino, a gambling place where addictions can be fueled and groups of men can go there, women, whatever you want to do, to bet their lives away in Times Square. Then on top of that, you have the lights everywhere, which are going to act like psychological reinforcers. If you want to, look at it from that side, people are going to keep going back to these places. So I don't see how this is going to promote union in any kind of way of a positive reinforcement. I believe that this could be used as a way to clean money, number one. But number two, gambling, addiction, casino related stuff is never good for business. Like it really is never good for business, because I do feel like there will come a time where, it will just dry out and it's just not good for mental health. And I just feel like the gambling, casino, addiction stuff tied to his name is going to cause people to go. Then you have the lights all around Times Square, and I keep pointing to the lights because small stuff like this act as psychological reinforcers for you to keep that behavior going. And so, he's really upset at this backlash. I don't think he's vibing with it. He didn't really expect it. And oh well, is all I can really say. Like, what do you expect? A casino isn't really that great. I'm so sorry. Even in London, guys, when you look at certain poor areas in London that are not as wealthy as other areas in London, the poor areas in London have more gambling and betting shops, whereas the wealthier areas in London have more coffee shops, Pilates, run clubs, mini gyms, mini grocery stores, whereas the poorer areas of London have a lot more gambling, casino, betting shops, because they are preying on the poor to keep giving them money continuously. Whatever money that they have left, they're going to keep bringing it in. If you've noticed this, it happens a lot in London. I can't speak for any other cities, but this is how deep this gambling shit is, guys. This is how deep this gambling shit is. It's so psychologically deep. The way they place so many of these betting shops in poorer areas in London to try act as reinforcers for those who are on low pay scales, to keep them in that hamster cycle wheel. And so when we look at big, large investments like casinos and what Jay-Z is doing in Times Square, I can't jump on board with that, because I just find that to be I just find that to be very odd. If it was an educational, facility and not a casino, that's different. And, we should be objective, and maybe he's doing something good and putting money back into education. Why not? But casinos, money, addiction, lights, all of this, I just don't think it's a great place to be, or, I believe it's completely counterproductive. It's a waste of time, and I wouldn't suggest anybody to go there. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It's just one click. Join Murad Nation. Click that button. Let me know what your thoughts are. Jay-Z and P. Diddy are both pissed. All of this litigation in less than 11 minutes.